The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
All right, we're back. It has been a minute. When I say a minute, fellas, June 3rd was the last time the Players Lounge convened. Okay, it is now July 26th.
That's a Mac Miller.
Yes. A lot has changed in the world.
A lot
has changed in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Except contracts. People need contracts, still need contracts.
Yes, sir.
All right, Hek'ma Harrison, how have you been, my man?
Man, I've been blessed, man. I've been good. We were just talking about where we went and vacationed. I am unwound, ready to go.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Church, we know you
know,
stay traveling.
I've been gallivanting.
I've
I've been out. But blessed, just like Hek'ma said, man, having a good time, ready to get back into this thing, man.
Okay.
How about yourself, Newy?
All right, hey man, I'm here.
There it is.
That's the beauty of it, baby. It's just being here. By the way, congratulations to all the folks here at Dallas Cowboys who got a bunch of Emmy Awards nominations. Emmy nominations came out, man. So congratulations to the crew. I mean, the documentaries, the blue. If you haven't seen any of the Deep Blues or any of the stuff, the documentary, they're awesome work. So congratulations to everyone who's out there now killing it, because we know Chris Beam, Roxanne, and Scott Purcell. Everybody who's out there working, getting stuff done. I watched the podcast The Break today. They looked all good. They got on the clothes. You know, it's California. Somebody got on the lawn.
Everybody looking good, sunglasses.
So we're happy to get all the podcasts back here going, especially right here on the Players Lounge with Aristocrat Gaming. Okay, officially the sponsor.
There it is.
So
we back, baby.
We can say it.
There it is.
Aristocrat Gaming.
There
All right,
it is.
let's go.
Let's go.
Aristocrat Gaming, baby.
Let's go. We got a lot of places we can go to, but I want to start with, to me, the most important player, because it's the most important position in the sport. It's the quarterback, Dak Prescott.
Yep.
What I heard from Dak, and I'll start with you, Church.
Okay.
Was a guy that's okay if he has to leave.
I'm 100% in agreement with you on that. He looked like, you know what, I'm in a good space, and rightfully so. I mean, if you look at it, the man has all the leverage when it comes to this contract negotiation. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm getting what I asked for, because when you look at it, when you look at the National Football League as a whole, you rarely, if ever, see a quarterback in his prime, a top 10 quarterback. We ain't talking about just some, random guy out there. We talking about a top 10 quarterback out there in his prime, hitting the free agency market, and a team not getting anything back for him. That's what the Cowboys are facing right now, if they let him hit that free agency market. Because we all understand dollars talk. And if he gets to that free agent market and he starts getting, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. I've been in the free agency market. I mean, it's like, man, I want this, but then somebody else tap you on the shoulder. Hey, I got this for you too. So the Cowboys need to get this thing done, and it might not happen before camp ends. It might not happen, during the season, but it better happen before free agency, because I'm telling you, this guy's going to be one of the top free agents out there if he ends up getting out there. And like I just said, money talks. So Dak Prescott's in a real good space right now, and he understands that. He just got to go out there, God willing, have a healthy season, and this guy's going to break the bank. But the Cowboys have got to get this thing done, because you don't want to reset it. They already got lucky one time getting this guy in the fourth round. After Tony Romo was absent, they found him in the fourth round. They can't sit there and tell me, yeah, we got Dak because we knew he was going to be our franchise. That's not the case. They got lucky. All right, they got lucky with their past two, franchise quarterbacks. Romo, undrafted. Then you got Dak Prescott here. So I don't think rolling the dice again, trying to figure that thing out will be a great strategy. I think what you got to do, you got to get the franchise guy done, and you got to get him signed. And I'm sure the Cowboys will find a way to do it.
BC, I agree with you. And my feeling on this is simple. I think that Dak has given you, he's shown you, especially going back to last season, second in MVP votes, that obviously he can get it done during the regular season. All right. The argument with Dak now is, and this isn't even moving the goalpost, this is what it is. He only has 2 playoff wins in his tenure here. Yeah, okay, so 9 years, 2 playoff wins, and everybody's saying, like, look, when the big moments come on the big stage, where are you? And I think that's where you start to separate from him. 36 wins in the last 3 seasons, that's nothing to sniff at. That's nothing to say, all right, well, that's a mediocre career. That's not. I think any team, other 31 teams in the league will take those type of victories. It's just the playoff victories. And Dak has to get to the point to where he is establishing himself as a presence in the playoffs. Look, Barry, this is weird to think of a guy being in his last season and have an opportunity to reach free agency. No other team, would have their star quarterback be in this position, but somehow Dak has found himself here again. All right. But I think his answer was right on point, because he's not maligned to his fate. He's just like, look, it could happen to me. It could happen to any of us, because it's a business. But the truth of the matter is, I want to believe that this franchise is going to go forward with the guy that they've invested this time with and make him a priority to get it done, because none of these other things make sense unless you have that apex, that guy at the quarterback position. We've seen so many teams that on the brink get rid of a guy and have to start over from scratch. I don't think this organization is in start over from scratch mode. In spite of what Jerry is saying, I don't think that he wants to start all over with a rookie quarterback. So I look for this to get done just like you. But, I mean, some of the things that's being said, some of the things that's been said in the offseason, some of the things that have been said just yesterday, it's a head scratcher, and it makes you wonder, hey, is it capable of getting done, or does he even want to get it done? Does he want to see what free agency looks like?
Well, he said he wanted to be here, and I take his word at that. And you've heard Jerry say that he wants him here as well. This is about Jerry and his decision to make not just Dak Prescott, but basically everybody play this thing out. He wants everybody to sing for their supper. But I think Dak has confidence saying, happened to Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Joe Montana, Johnny Unitas, Joe Namath. It's not uncommon. Steve McNair won an MVP, finished someplace else. Look at Russell Wilson now. So we know that this can happen. When I look at Dak Prescott's situation, with you, Heck, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's the most important position out here. And no offense when I say this, and I'm not trying to throw shade, but I'm just being real. If Trevor Lawrence can get paid $55 million, then what are we doing?
Doesn't make sense.
I said, Jerry, if I'm like, what you doing? Okay, this guy's gotten paid $55 million, hasn't won a playoff game, still trying to operate off potential. Why are we still trying to play this game with our quarterback? That's what I would be if I were Steven, if I was somebody else, who cap guy, like, just off the record, in front of me, help me understand what are we doing? Because this is where it's going. You don't have, heck, you talked about playoff success. We just saw the market of people getting paid. It doesn't matter. Justin Herbert got paid.
He ain't won nothing.
Right. So this is not about show me what you've done. This is just the way the market is. I always say, baby, this is Beverly Hills. This is what the house costs to live here.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Well, you need to prove this or that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because the Jacksonville Jaguars, well, they just showed you. Nah, you can be skittish. You can be skittish and kind of there. Number 1 pick in the draft, Trevor Lawrence, what we thought he was going to be coming out of Clemson. We thought, I know I did, I thought they were going to take the next step this year. That was a division I thought they would. That's why I don't gamble, man. I put the money right there. Jacksonville.
Give it to
Next thing you know, his rookie quarterback, C.J. Stroud, Houston rolling past there. And so they were not good, and he was not good. And he had weapons. They got Trevor Lawrence some doggone weapons here. So Dak Prescott is going to get paid. Jerry, at this point in time, they've checkmated you.
It's over.
They got you.
It's over.
They got the leverage, Heck. They got the leverage.
Well, look, I think
got the leverage.
I love what you're saying, man, and I think that when I look at right now, just even yesterday, I was thinking this, watching Jerry in this interview, and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, Jerry Jones is on the Mount Rushmore of owners. And nobody can dispute that. He's made more money for the NFL than any other owner, period. What he's done, how he came into the NFL, took over, just restructured the cap, all of those things, and made money for the league is going to ascend him to that level. But where his flaw has came in these last 15 years or however you're dating back is his negotiation tactics with guys that he's drafted that have – because everybody would say, this is what you want. Yeah. You want to draft guys, and you want them to ascend to be the number one guys in the league and pay them that price. But waiting until the last minute doesn't do anything but, like you just said, it changes the leverage. Now, Dak has leverage. Guess what? CD has leverage.
He ain't the only one.
Oh, he ain't the only one. In a couple months, Micah's going to have Deron Bland is going to have it. And if you continue to wait for those guys and wait till the 11th hour each and every time, I think that's the one thing that for me, if you see that these guys, like right now, Deron Bland, going into his third year, BC, what's wrong with signing this guy now?
Why not get him going?
It wasn't so much the leverage. It's the price was just going up because he always had the leverage.
Right.
Once they signed a 4-year deal,
it's there, yeah.
and which really mean it was going to be a 3-year deal. They had the leverage. It was just a matter of when the prices were going up. So when Hurts got to 51, why aren't we running out here to go get this done? That's where I was like, wait a minute now. We know where this is going because you did it already. Yeah. When you didn't sign Dak, when Goff and Wentz were getting to 32 and 34 million, you kept on waiting. Now you had to pay 40. So once Hurts got to 51 mil, and we knew Burrow was going to get more man, run, bro, which one? You should have got him at 52, 53. Now you're sitting up here potentially talking about 60. So he always had the leverage. The moment they took a 4-year deal instead of a 6 or 7, they had the leverage because they was going to come back at 3. You needed to get this done. And the same thing with CeeDee Lamb. You know you like the guy. Once we saw old boy Philly get 32, what are we waiting on?
Yeah.
Why are we even waiting on Justin Jefferson to get paid? I don't get it.
And he's your passing attack. He's all your offense. That's what I understand. Dak got leverage, and we all understand. But CD has even more leverage. Right. And he's like, if CD says, I want 35, 36, he can get it. Because outside of CD, when you're talking about this passing attack, I'm sure we'll dive more into CD a little bit, but you have an aging Cooks. You have a fabulous tight end in Ferguson, but he's not stretching the field like a CD Lamb.
No.
And you got a bunch of talented but unproven wide receivers out there. So when you look at it, they basically kick the can down the road.
Again.
And next thing you know, now everybody's up and they want their piece. They want it.
So you're right. Kick the can down the road. And now Jerry at his press conference is basically saying, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Quote, I'm good at math.
Yeah.
Another quote, I try to stir it up. Okay. You've done it. You've done it. You've stirred it up. You're good at math. When's the pay? When does this happen? I don't understand. And of course, they said they've had conversations with CeeDee Lamb. I don't get it, guys. We're at training camp, and I'm still confused. And I know you have people come up to you in the streets, and people come up to you, Hek'ma, what's going on? And I'm the truth teller. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea, brother.
I can't tell you.
I'm lost.
You'll know before I know.
I'm lost.
The press conference came, and I still left there like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So the closest I got was a staffer telling me, Jerry's not happy that he's paid so many people through the years, and he hasn't seen the return on the investment that he's wanted.
I can see that, though.
Right. I'm just
I
saying.
can see that part for sure.
So saying, okay, I've done it this way for how long now?
Yeah.
Paid you guys, played this person. I've not seen it. So guess what? Everybody's singing for their supper. Coach, quarterback, see, everybody got to sing. You got to sing for your supper. That's what I was told. Listening to Jerry, it made sense.
Yeah.
But CeeDee Lamb's got leverage.
Yeah.
You can't make him sing. You need him.
Yeah.
What's the alternative?
Don't even go into it.
There is none.
What was the year that we had, and no disrespect to these guys, but what was the year that we had, Beasley, Turns,
Yeah. Well, we quickly made a trade for Amari Cooper.
Like, that's the alternative. If you don't
Sanjay
get
Law was a receiver
Yes.
coach. They're carrying bricks out there.
What receivers is getting that? But yes, that's the alternative if you don't get these guys in here. I mean,
That was after Dez. Remember? It was after Dez.
right after Dez.
Spread it around.
Yeah.
The Dak didn't have to feel pressure to get the ball. And then, of course, one of the great Stephen Jones lines, we like our guys.
Yeah.
When I hear that, get afraid. We like our guys.
Ooh-wee.
That's I mean, and we know this is a copycat league, and I think during that time you were seeing the success of New England with basic nobodies, okay, at wide receiver, and you're trying to emulate that, and then we quickly found out that we're not in the same vein with those guys.
One guy in the center.
Yeah,
Alan Hearns is not Danny Amendola.
No,
he's not Wes Walker. I mean, that's the other thing.
Right.
He's not even those guys.
But you figured that out quickly, and then you had to pivot immediately. We don't need to be in a situation where we have to pivot immediately. And on the other side of it, I mean, not even trying to play the devil's advocate here, there's $17.5 million on the table for CeeDee Lamb to play this season. So even though he has that leverage, does he sacrifice 17.5? I don't think he does.
I don't think that's like Le'Veon. I don't see him.
But see,
doing that,
see, that's a great point. Because I always say money in the hand is better than money in the give it to me now. Okay, Le'Veon Bell has never been able to recoup the money that he lost with that 1 year, even though he signed for a big deal. And to me, CeeDee Lamb being as young as he is, the numbers that he put up last season, all you want for this guy to be in a great headspace coming into a camp where, man, you feel like you have one of the more talented rosters in the NFL. Even with all this cloud hanging over this organization, the roster from 1 to 99, I think any other team would take it.
100%.
I think the Bell situation is so extreme to go to because we've never seen Jerry not pay a playmaking offensive weapon like that. We've never seen that. And obviously your family ties here. Le'Veon a little different dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. A little different dude right there. Yeah, I think. I think CD I think he's a little smarter than what Mr. Bell was doing out there because that was just like.
What?
Yeah, at the running back position. Peyton, you don't pass up on that.
Thank you.
All
right, let's get our first break in here. Time is flying. Let's get our first break in here. Let's also dive into what's the one position group you're looking at as training camp is starting in Oxnard, California. You got Barry Church here. He is Hek'ma Harris. I'm Newy Scruggs Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Game.
Yes.
On DallasCowboys.com radio.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 to the Players Lounge?
The creators of Buffalo Casino Games brings you Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat. Find America's team on and off the rails now at a casino near you. Do you have a gambling problem? Please contact 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hek'ma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newy.
I'm going to have to work on that read right there because there's a lot of twists and turns in that one.
Brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. It's the first show since June 3rd.
Work on that one.
First show since June 3rd.
Okay.
It's okay. Hey,
it happens.
It's happened on the podcast this week, so it's.
Do you have a gambling problem? Okay.
Contact this number.
Here's the number. Yo.
Scotty, be calling me, Scotty. Be calling me, man. Be calling me, Scotty.
I need some asterisks right there.
Hey, man, that was the longest sentence ever. That thing was running forever.
I think you know somebody that can help you on that.
I do.
Yes, I think you know somebody.
Should have got that one yesterday.
We are here in Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys at the Star. The team is currently in Oxnard, California. Practice has started. Pads don't hit till Tuesday. Okay, so that's when the pads come in there. So right now it's basically a glorified, mini camp OTA, what they're doing.
Everybody looks good in shorts, too.
Right. And so for me, that's why the offensive line is what I'm looking forward to most in terms of position group. Yesterday's first team, right tackle, Terrence Steele. Right guard, Zach Martin. Center, first team center, Brock Hoffman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, your first team left guard, Tyler Smith. Mm-hmm. And Hek'ma's man, left tackle, Chuma Edoga. First team yesterday.
This is what I don't get this, man. I don't understand. And this drives me crazy because I'm like, man, look. Why even play with my man's emotions like this? I'm talking about Edoga or Edoga. Am I spelling his last name right? Edoga. My man's gonna get the starting job. Why they call it a competition and we battling out.
Yeah,
it's a first round pick. We see it happen all the time. I mean, you see it all, in the camps and all that stuff. You'll be like, all right, Edoga's gonna be out there first. Hey, but guy, just stand right behind him and get the movements. Come on, man. You set my man up, man. I hate it. And I see it all the time when I play. It was just like, man, you got somebody breathing on your neck.
First round pick.
Just go insert him.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
You know what I mean? You just basically telling the man, you gonna be our swing guy. That's not.
You know what? Nothing about that was alarming to me when I saw 71 out there. I was like, okay, I get it. I didn't want to look at it as them being insulting or anything like that to Edoga, because at the end of the day, they're working overtime to get Tyler Guyton ready. And that's because they have to, because I don't think that it's a first round draft pick. He's going to get a red shirt season at all. He's going to get thrown to the wolves. But if offensive line is a group that you're looking at, linebacker is where I'm looking. I mean, in truth be told, last season, I think the nightmare of the season was seeing Leighton Vander Esch go down with the neck injury that imminently retired him. But I think in the offseason, with bringing in an Eric Kendricks, I think it's a great addition to this defense, especially with your defensive coordinator. But you also question, how much does he have left in the tank? Great in Minnesota, obviously hit the Chargers, maybe not as great, but still a guy that understands this system. And last year you also were playing with some undersized guys at linebacker. And look, man, if you just go back to the Green Bay game, if you just go back and turn on the Green Bay tape, Aaron Jones had his way with our linebacking group, and their offensive line, they ripped our linebackers. And we have to find a way to get some guys at that second level that are able to come downhill, blitz, do whatever you need, but also you have to have other guys that can fill in those spaces when you're trying to tinker and move Micah around. Yeah. We haven't said his name, we ain't talking much about him, but at the same time, this is a defense that is featuring Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And if we don't have someone at the linebacker position that you trust, then you start having to play with Micah at off ball.
Yeah, that's a fact. And definitely, look out for Overshown as well.
Yes.
At that second level. I think he can be like kind of a chess piece, kind of that guy you can move around. He may not start because you're going to have Kendricks, you're going to have Clark right there, need more beef in there. But that's a guy to look out for because he was explosive before he went down with the injury. But for me, I'm looking at this cornerback group because you got Diggs on PUP, which I think is going to be, that's a smart move because we've seen it happen too many times where you look at a guy like Gallup who had that ACL injury, came back, was never really quite the same receiver. Shout out to him. He just retired and everything. Hopefully everything's going on good with him. Then you look at, who was that offensive lineman who had Terrence Steele had the ACL, struggled early on, but then came along towards the end of the season. I think he got out there a little too quick. So with Diggs on the PUP, hopefully they slowly put him in because you got to make sure your number one cornerback is ready to go towards the latter part of the season. If he's not there to begin the season, week 1 through 3, let's just say, who's going to be that third guy to kind of step in there? You got Lewis at the nickel. You got Bland on the outside. Maybe a Nashawn Wright steps in there. Maybe the young draft pick steps in there. Yeah. But that's a spot I'm going to keep my eye on because we understood what happened towards the end of that season last year. People started to pick on that secondary, especially the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they had the two-way go with the running attack and passing attack, but that's going to be a position where I'm going to keep my eye on, especially if Diggs isn't ready or at full tempo those first couple weeks of the season.
So physically unable to perform. That's what you're talking about.
PUP, yes.
What PUP means. Man, Hek'ma, your point about the linebackers makes me also wonder, is this where Will McClay starts to do some work? And do we see guys that are cut, guys who just basically,
yes.
Or is everybody you need on the team right now? And that can happen during the season.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, look, you know what? We're going to go what we got right now. Let's see who's here. And, man, this one hurts when Jabril Cox did not develop.
Oh, man. Yeah.
This is not a dig at the organization because they've done a great job of drafting.
100%.
Okay, great. Not everybody's going to work out, but this is one where you look at clearly like, man, this guy, you had high hopes for it. He didn't come through with injury, just never became that guy, and this is where it hurts you. And then you kind of look at the flip side where Deron Bland has come through.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about these day 3 picks, we get a hit on a day 3 pick like Bland, we feel good. You miss with a guy like Jabril Cox, that hurts you. And that's where you're kind of right now searching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is, going back on the other side with talking about the cornerbacks, I think that group is particularly important to watch as well. But I wanted to ask you, with Trayvon Diggs blowing his ACL, I think it was week 3? Week 3?
Yeah, it was early in the season, yeah.
Does that give you any more confidence that, look, he's had pretty much an entire year now instead of like 6 months, 7 months like the rest of those guys when they got hurt?
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you do a big-time injury like that, like when I did my Achilles, it was week 2, I think, in the season. Yeah. And so that gave me the whole entire season, all off season to get back right to where when training camp came around, I was itching to get back out there. Yeah. I was ready. I was established. So hopefully it's the same with Diggs. I mean, the ACL injury, we see guys bouncing back like that nowadays with modern medicine. But I still would like them to just make sure, just slow play it, just make sure it's okay. Because like you said, Jabril Cox with the ACL. Terrence Steele started out slow. Gallup never kind of came back from that. So we see a string of what happens when these guys do these injuries, but then try to come back. And I understand with the players, that's what you know. You're a football player. You want to get out there and you want to prove I'm back. I want to be a part of this defense, and I want to start just right where I left off, get interceptions and being that guy. But you got to slow play it, man. You got to slow play it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So hopefully they do that, and when he gets back on the field, he's back 100%.
Newy, I also want to go back to what you were saying about the linebacker position. We have a rookie from Notre Dame, Maurice Leafau, I believe is his last name. 6'2", 239, a guy that at Notre Dame was a tackling. He's a specimen, but he is a guy that is sideline to sideline.
He puts the licks on.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean,
he'll hit you.
And I think you bring in a guy like that, and really a lot of people hadn't been talking expectation for him, but a guy like him being able to be in the same room with an Eric Kendricks, you hope that some of that can rub off on him because that's how important that linebacker group is. I mean, we haven't said much about our one tech, but we are going to talk about our one tech, Mozzie Smith, at some point, and because the expectation there also depends on what he does up front.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the next segment.
we we couldn't overcome that. You know?
He hit the sled. I seen him hit the sled.
Yeah, he was.
Let's burn our second time out. And oh, by the way, if you forgot, last year's first-round draft pick was Mozzie Smith out of Michigan.
Man.
Yeah.
And Mike McCarthy spoke about Mozzie today. Let's chat about that next right here on the Players Lounge with Barry Church, Hek'ma Harris, I'm Newy Scruggs. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1, any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12, no crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31, anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The official 2024 Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine training camp preview is now available. This year's edition featuring scouting reports, position analysis, a pull-out schedule poster, and articles from your favorite Cowboy writers. Get your training camp preview today at your local pro shop or DallasCowboys.com/star.
Hek'ma Harrison, thank you very much. Barry Church is here, former Cowboy safety. I'm Newy Scruggs. And Danny McCray with the day off here. Cowboys getting ready for the August 11th preseason game against the Rams. So they're at training camp right now. The pads go on Tuesday, so it's just basically,
Underwear Olympics.
Yes.
Thank you. We're not seeing much. And I say that because the next person we're going to talk about is Mozzie Smith, last year's first-round draft pick from Michigan, who...
Go on, do it.
Mozzie did not deliver with what everyone thought.
Yeah.
What you thought you were getting was a big space eater up there, D tackle, that was going to make a difference. Didn't happen. In fact, he lost weight. He had shoulder surgery. So McCarthy was asked about him today, and he said, quote, he's getting there. What does that mean? Yeah. And then he said, when asked about his weight by Calvin Watkins, he's close. Guys, one thing I learned from Jason Garrett, listen to what they don't say.
Yeah.
Yep.
How's Micah looking? Oh, Micah looks great because they asked about him not being around. McCarthy, Micah looks great. He's all good. How's Mozzie? Getting close.
Getting close.
He's almost there.
Yeah. It's good.
Like Princess and the Frog, almost there.
Man, almost.
It's almost there. Yeah, that's not good, Barry. That's not good.
It's not good at all. And I thought he was good. And I kind of feel bad for Mozzie a little bit. He did.
That's a theme song. Almost there. Mozzie going around everywhere. He's almost there.
Oh, man. That's
We ain't going to
good.
talk about he's getting close. Getting close.
To what?
But asking about the weight. Is he...
Where he need to be.
Right. He was once a beef eater. Okay, we thought just gonna get a big guy. Plug up the middle, Vince Wilfork, and he lost weight. And so apparently he's not back there yet. And so when asked about it, Mike said he's close. And I'm thinking his training camp. As a player, Barry, you were once at training camp.
Oh, yeah.
What does this mean?
You got to be, by the time training camp comes around, you better be in shape and where you supposed to be at.
But he's supposed to be gaining weight. So.
And I don't understand. Maybe it's, he wasn't able to work out as much upper body because of the shoulder and all that stuff. Maybe. That's the only thing I can think of. But by this time, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
You got to be at your weight. You got to be where this team wants you to be. And I kind of feel bad for him in a way because he kind of got a lot of pressure on him coming in here because he was supposed to be the savior of the run defense. Like coming in, this guy's going to be the space eater, like you said. He's going to, all our problems are solved because we have Mozzie Smith. And when you don't really live up to that, you already know what happens when you have the star on you. You don't live up to what you was the billing. I mean, it's gonna pile on you. So there is a lot of pressure on him, and hopefully he's able to, kind of at least have a better season. At least just show up on tape a little bit. We don't need you to be Warren Sapp or Aaron Donald. We don't need you to have 11 sacks at the D tackle spot. Just keep those linemen. Don't worry about it.
You pulled out some big names. Don't worry about
it. He ain't about to be like that.
My God. John Randall.
Can he be Hainsworth?
I mean, what? Randy White?
Can he be Hainsworth? Hansworth? Yeah. Can he be Hankins? My bad. Can he be Hankins? Can he be Hankins out there? Like that's all we asking for. At this point.
Lower the bar, brother.
But you add context. You add context to the situation with him coming from shoulder surgery, not able to participate in OTAs. How does that set him back? Again, I'm giving a little grace here again in the second season. But you understand that the spotlight is firmly placed on you if you are Mozzie Smith, and you have to perform. You've heard, I've heard things from Coach Mike McCarthy saying that, look, in this defense, we're going to use him the way that he was being used at Michigan, and we're not going to ask him to do anything special. We're not going to ask him to read and react or do just here's your gap, go. Okay, whatever that is, this run defense has suffered because of its inability to get any kind of penetration up front. To any kind of, those two gap space eaters, you're just not getting that. And guys are getting pretty much bulldozed out of the way. Insert the Green Bay tape right here. And Buffalo, it's so many times that we saw throughout the season where offensive linemen were just, they were just teeing off on our guys. Mozzie is in another situation. You come back, you get a guy, Justin Rogers from Auburn, the 7th round pick, and hopefully, look, the size on this guy, he can be one of those, Walmart parking poles for you. Just put him in there and just let him crowd everything up. You don't need much because of what you have on the outside. But there's so much attention going to be placed on this defense with the fact that this early strength of the strength of the schedule starting out. You start off in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Regardless of what we say, whatever you think, just like going back to Guyton, you start off with Myles Garrett. You start off with Nick Chubb. You start off with the guy that he is a C-gap to C-gap runner, and he is going to test you guys.
Don't just stop there. You start
no.
at
Go right ahead.
Then you get then you got the Saints at home.
Yeah.
Then you go to Pittsburgh. Then you get the Giants on a short week.
Then Lamar's in there somewhere.
No. I'm sorry. It's Cleveland, New Orleans. Cleveland, home against New Orleans, home against Baltimore, at the Giants. Then you at Pittsburgh. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You talking about Derrick Henry coming through here,
bro?
Yes.
Bro.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. And that's it's only up from there when you start looking at the running back.
San Francisco down the way.
Yeah, man. You got a lot to deal with in a defense that has not been able to stop the run. And I think that has been everybody's MO when they've come up against the Dallas Cowboys defense. You have these great pass rushers. Guys get up the field. Great. All right, fine. Guess what we'll do? We'll run right behind them. It's no problem. Yeah. We have to get that fixed. And Zimmer has he has the task in his lap right now.
Yeah, man.
Does the carpenter have his tools? Does he have the tools?
He got a hammer.
Are the tools sharp? Okay,
yeah. Not the
dog. You got a dull screwdriver right here, wow. So hopefully Mozzie gets close.
A lot of hopium going on.
No. I didn't put no hopium in the air on this one, did I? I didn't unwrap no hopium right here.
I had somebody on social media tell me, Mozzie's going to be good this year. I said, based on what?
Yeah.
I said, but based on what? I said, you haven't seen him do anything.
No.
other than you just hope because he's a Cowboy that he's going to be good. I mean, what did we see from Terrence Steele and Jalen Tolbert after disappointing rookie years? They went and did the work.
Saw good camps.
And so and then you heard McCarthy and other people constantly telling you what they were doing. Once again, heck, what are they not saying? They're not saying that. Hey, man, we saw him here every day. You should have seen the. You're not hearing that.
Yeah.
And that for me is just like, okay. I got this part of the game down. And really, for all our Cowboy fans, if you listen to the Mike McCarthy press conference, listen to what he says. Man, Micah, boom, 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 boom. Ozzy, ain't getting close. Like we're doing. Ain't feeling good about him. Young man is trying to year 2. And that kind of stuff speaks volumes.
Yeah, that's true.
He starts talking about Dak Prescott. I love the player. Not just that. We have a connection that's, but beyond player. I mean, so he's effusive about it.
Yeah.
And Jason would be effusive about Dak. And then you go ask him about somebody like Terrence Williams, and it wasn't the same thing. We talk about the play. So listen to what they're not saying, and then listen to who they're praising. And right now, you're just kind of getting close.
That's a scary thought. And that just goes back to what you were saying about Jabril Cox and guys not working out at times that you needed them. Because right now, if that development had happened the way you need it, you probably wouldn't have an Eric Kendricks here. He'd be your heir apparent in this situation. And Mozzie, with obviously his draft where he was drafted, you would like to think at this point he's ready to take over the mantle, even after you had a guy like Hankins here.
And what you're saying, Heck, leads into this. If this team is going to be a good team and a team that wins playoff games, Mozzie Smith has to become a contributor.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You just can't be out here for, a few plays. No, you've got to be on the field in a role where you are contributing mightily. And right now, we don't know. It's the underwear Olympics. They can't hit until Tuesday. And when they do practice in pads on Tuesday, are they going to let him go, or are they going to hold him back a little bit with the shoulder? That's the next thing. But we've got to start to see something from this young man if they're going to be good, because they didn't go out and address the problem early in the draft at all to say, hey, look, we can't just trust him. We're going to go find somebody else. They're like, that's the hopium trail. You hope he's going to be okay.
He's almost there.
Getting close. All right.
Newy's back.
He's almost there, man. He's almost there.
Mozzie running around everywhere. Mike said, almost.
No, man, please, no.
Man, come on, man. Yeah. This is where Cowboy fans should be frustrated because we've seen this has been the issue for 3 years, and it's not been addressed.
No.
And you go back and look at the Chiefs, okay? And Patrick Mahomes is great. That was funny when Jerry tried to compare himself to Patrick Mahomes. Okay. But Chris Jones has been so dominant, so good. And if you look at any Cowboy Super Bowl winning team, the defensive line has always been good. They've always had outstanding players.
Going back to the 70s.
Bob Miller, Randy White. Yes.
Always.
You've had dominant defensive line play.
Yeah.
And the tackles here right now, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And this is why you go to training camp and you see what happens. But yes, to me, Mozzie Smith is someone we should look at as much as I'm telling you the offensive line is what I'm looking at. Because to me, if the D-line is the D-line it's been, we've seen you can win. Yeah. Well, you won't go far in playoffs, but you can win the division. But if this O-line isn't straight and you got a D-line that's got issues, baby, this is how we end up all talking about the draft and top 10 picks.
The draft show starts in October.
Right.
Before Halloween.
Exactly. Right.
Let's not do that.
No,
let's not go out like
that.
that.
Don't go out like that.
If you are not,
Let's not do that.
If you don't have these lines set up, that's when you like the Jets. They're talking about the draft. Trying to figure out what you're going to do.
What they got, huh?
Right. Trying to figure out where you're going to be. So you must improve in these areas. And so the Cowboys with the offensive and defensive line, these are major areas that we've got to look at. Yeah, you want to get these other dudes signed, but if you can't protect your quarterback, establish the run, you can't stop the run, it's going to be tough.
And you lost some key guys this year. Some guys they packed up and went with the other guy out to the other team. But how do you fill those voids, man? It's going to be a lot of gaps to fill.
That's a lot of depth that left.
Yes. And look, we're gonna be here to talk about it all season long.
We'll be here.
So training camp has started here. Keep it locked in on all the Cowboy podcasts.
Tuesday, that's the day.
And I decided all right, we got 2 minutes here. We got a minute. Did you want to really get into Trey Lance?
Nah, let's do that on. Let's do that on.
Give us some more. Can we give
some more
him?
days.
I'm gonna give him maybe two more days.
That's what I said. Can we
Because
give
from what I heard,
Can we give him a little more time? Can we give him a little more time?
Cooper Rush, he's over there. Yeah, we good. We good, baby. We good, baby. Nah, let me go.
Got his golf clubs ready to go. I ain't worried. I'm gonna be here. I ain't scared.
You ain't right. Oh, boy.
Hek'ma Harrison, Barry Church, I'm Newy Scruggs for Jazz. Everybody, Josh, you helped put this together. Players Lounge, we'll catch you next week right here on DallasCowboys.com.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!